Hello. Today we're continuing with our ongoing series where the mayor is going around from the township and introducing to residents or reintroducing the different departments and some of the services that they provide to our community that you may or may not already be aware of. Today I have with me Jennifer Podolsky, who is the Executive Director of the East Brunswick Library. As most of you know, the East Brunswick Library is one of the gems of our community and of the state by that and on that scale, most people from around the state have already heard of East Brunswick Library. Its reputation precedes even Jennifer. We have a lot to talk about today, but I'd first like to introduce you to Jennifer and have you talk a little bit about when you came to the library and what you see as your role as the executive director and how that interacts with the community.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here. I've been here about a year and a half now, I guess it's been. East Brunswick, like you said, library has quite a reputation. It's one of the reasons that I came to work here. Previously, before coming here, I worked at the New Jersey State Library as a business outreach and technology outreach specialist. And I used to go to public libraries across the state and train them on how to work with local businesses and how to increase their technology presence in their library. And East Brunswick is one of the libraries that I used to come to frequently, and I just love the energy and the innovation that we have here. So that definitely played a role in me coming to East Brunswick. And prior to that, I worked as a school librarian in several public schools in New Jersey and as corporate librarian. So I had quite a diverse background before coming to East Brunswick.
Yes, well, I'm sure that was part of why they picked you.
Yes, I think so.
Maybe you could do, for those residents who either haven't been to the library or don't even know where it is, which fortunately is not that many, but for those that haven't had the opportunity to avail themselves, can you just tell them where it's located and the hours of operation?
Sure. The library is right here on Civic Center Drive, right in the municipal complex where the courthouse and municipal building and the senior center are. So we want a lot of wonderful services right here in this complex. We're open 7 days a week, 9 to 9 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5 Friday and Saturday, and 1 to 5 on Sundays.
And it's usually busy.
It's most of the times it's very busy, yeah. Yeah. Anytime's a good time to come, I would say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we always have something going on.
Speaking of what's going on, perhaps you could spend a little bit of time discussing some of the services that our library provides to the residents besides the obvious.
Okay. Yeah, obviously, it's a great place to get resources, whether it be books are actually still one of our biggest draws. People come to get some of our varied collections, whether it be DVDs, CDs, books, but also they come for other services such as our passport services. Which is very popular. Most places, passports, you have to make an appointment. Here you can drop in any time. There is a waiting list, though, and that's 7 days a week. Other services we have include museum passes, where you can sign up and take out and get a pass for your family, and then go to one of the museums on the list. We also have many different digital resources. We recently acquired Hoopla, which is a service where you can go online, and so if you can't come to the library and you're at home and you want to download an audiobook or a comic or even TV shows, you can do that on Hoopla.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we have again, I could go on, and we have so many different services. We also expanding the reach beyond East Brunswick Public Library. We recently joined the LMXAC Library Consortium, which means that now residents have access to 30 other libraries in the Middlesex County and surrounding counties. So we have, that quadruples the amount of resources that they can get. We have EBTV, which we're in their studio right now. That's a wonderful resource right here in the library that gets to showcase all the wonderful things going on in the township. We have a job and business resource connection where we can help small businesses connect to other small businesses and residents, and help people get jobs and how to train for jobs and work on their resume. And then we have an amazing health program, and you may have heard of it, Just for the Health of It, which gives residents access to quality consumer health information. So, and the list keeps growing. I could talk about our services.
We also have a lot of meeting rooms that are then rented out to the community for a lot of civic services, and I know that you've done a lot of those programs. Maybe you want to talk about some of the programs that we've actually had here.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you brought that up, because the meeting room spaces in our group study and our small group study rooms are actually always really busy. So the library is not just a place to come and get resources, but it's a place to gather, and a place if you need to study for something or have a group meeting, you can get one of those rooms. We have tons of programs. Our children's programs are busy all the time. We have story times and a lot of maker type stuff where you're making things and taking them home. Our cooking classes always seem to be really popular. They're making cookies or other things.
No one wants to cook anymore? Is that what it is?
I guess not. Yeah, I guess not. It comes to the library. That'll be the library of the future. Be cooking here too.
Right.
Teen programs are really active, and sometimes it's coding and some of those other types of technology programs, gaming, and our adult programs are really robust also. We'll have anything from an author coming in to a book discussion group to, again, more cooking, because people love cooking,
Right.
and game nights and so on. But our list of programs on the website, if you get our monthly newsletter, you'll be able to find out about that. And there's a lot of programs going on.
Well, one that always seems to come to mind to me as it gets around this time of year is the people who become American citizens and they get that
Yes.
award that's done here, and the whole program is done. And I think that's always just a wonderful thing to see, that such a diverse community that we represent have people coming from all different areas and becoming American citizens, which puts us as something that we all have in common. The ceremony itself
Absolutely.
is beautiful.
Yes, it's coming up actually. The
It is
ceremony is
so brought
coming
it
up.
up.
Yeah, we do that, and you have a lot of ESL classes, and we also have volunteers that come in that we have many different languages spoken in East Brunswick, and a lot of our library volunteers and staff speak those languages, and we have people come in frequently to ask to translate and do things. So we have services for everybody.
Yeah, and I think it's reflective of the diverse community that we come to, that the library responds to that and makes it a comfortable and welcoming place to be. So I know that we've got a big anniversary coming up, and we just had our kickoff, and which is great. But and for those of you who have driven along Riders Lane, the new signs and banners that are reflective of our 50th anniversary, perhaps you could talk a little bit about some of the things we have in store for residents, celebrating that, and changes to the structure itself that they might expect to see.
Sure. So we this year we're celebrating our 50th golden anniversary. The actual anniversary date was May 1st. So May 1st, 1967, the library opened up in the basement of a municipal complex. So it wasn't quite as sprawling as it is now. And then 9 years later, it opened up in this building. So this building, yeah, it's seen some years. We had our kickoff on May 7th, and we also have many programs to celebrate the anniversary throughout. So we have all those programs listed on our website. As you mentioned, we have several other things going on aside from just the programs and the celebration and the cake and the exciting things like
cake's
that.
good.
Well, the petting zoo and the authors. I mean, really, just go to the website and see all that stuff. But we also have a few other things going on. We're undergoing a strategic plan right now to direct and to guide us through the next several years of the library. And we desperately want community input. We've had several in-person strategic planning groups here at the library, and we had a lot of people show up, so thank you for those of you who did. But we still want more input, so we'd love for people to go to the website and click on the survey and share information about what they'd like to see in the library of the future.
I think that's critical. Any organization, whether it's private or public. The schools just did that a couple of years ago, and the output and participation from the township was startling in a good way.
Right.
And so I do think that people in town really do care. And any business, especially as technology and everything changes so rapidly, needs to redefine itself and figure out where they fit in a window that's reasonable. 10-year window is silly since things change so rapidly. Right. But 3-5 years to know where you want to head is an appropriate and I think valid opportunity for residents to have an input into what they want that library to look like for them and how it fits today. And I think I applaud you for doing that. I think it's a great move.
Thanks. Absolutely. We really do value the input. Sometimes the input that comes back is something that validates what we're already doing. And we say, okay, we were thinking about abandoning that, but we're going to keep that now, and we're going to keep on going with that. Or it could be something that we may never have thought of. We get suggestions coming into the library every day, and we love that when something isn't, residents aren't happy with, or something they are happy about. We love the feedback, but we really take this to heart. So again, if you could fill out the survey at home, we'd really love that.
That's great. Maybe a little about the facelift they're going to see?
So not only will you be seeing some differences in the way that we move forward internally and how we operate and maybe new programs, but you'll also be seeing a little bit of a facelift. Like I said, the building itself is over 40 years old, and it's showing a little bit, maybe, if I can say that. So in August, we've been planning some, I don't want to say minor renovations because they're going to be pretty extensive, but we're going to be getting all new flooring. We're going to be getting some new furniture. Could really use it. If you notice, some of the furniture gets really well used. And then a new circulation desk, a new reference area, and we're going to be moving some spaces around. But we'll be letting the public know all about that as it comes up. But the colors and all the materials we're using, I think it looks really great. And I think people are going to. I think they're going to get on the inside what the library does. I think it's going to reflect the programs and innovations. I think it's
I've looked at some of the designs. Very welcoming and warm and conducive to making people feel that the library is more of a home and it's not just books. It's gone way, way beyond that these days.
Absolutely. Also, with the renovation, I don't want to forget to mention that thanks to our wonderful friends of the library who've been constant support over the years, they're helping us fund a new makerspace, which is a place for people to make and play and enjoy. So it would be anything from taking home non-traditional types of materials like a GoPro camera. It might be something you can take out, but you may be able to take a class on how to use it. And it may be something like crafts, but the makerspace will also be renovated this summer and be opening in the fall.
Oh, that's great.
And we're hoping also that residents who have some skills will want to come in and teach a class as well there. So we're hoping to bring people in for that.
That's great. There's a lot of shared programs between the library and the township, the library and the schools, and it brings us back to the fact that we're one big community, and many of the objectives sort of overlap with goals from each of these different spots. But at the end of the day, if you're promoting the township and doing things that are good for the community, they really don't matter where it comes from. Good ideas are always just good ideas.
Right, absolutely.
Anything that you want to say about some of the more innovative programs like the STEM programs that we know that the schools are supporting and really are the type of technology programs of the future? I know the library's sponsored many of those type of programs here, and I think there's a lot of residents in town that are interested in that, clearly. You might talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, and that's actually where kind of the impetus for the makerspace came from, is that, and we do a lot of these programs already. So we talk about that. Like we're doing, obviously with EBTV, we have people that come and we'll do green screen and how to record, but we also have podcast recording classes. And we started realizing that we're doing all these things, but we wanted one space to share that and for people to be able to come in. And we do partner with the schools very often and try to match up with their curriculum to see what STEM and STEAM courses they're doing. And so the idea would be that the school would be a place to start those initiatives and the library would be a place to finish it. So when you come home from school, you'd be able to do that at the library. For those that don't
know what STEM and STEAM is,
science, technology,
engineering, and mathematics.
And then STEAM, you add the arts in, which are critical and important.
Exactly.
Also.
I think the part that seems to get missed most of the time is that for American companies who are so innovative, it's great to have those technology skills, whether it's in engineering or mathematics, but the most innovative companies, the ability to be creative comes from a background in arts and music, and again, those are programs that both the schools and the library has been promoting for years.
Right, absolutely. So please check the calendar and check our website for more information.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.